Hello everyone. As you know, Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar Technological University follows the credit-based semester system as per the regulations of Pharmacy Council of India for the course of B Pharmacy. And hence, today I am going to discuss with you about credit points and grade points, how it is calculated and how they are used to calculate SGPA and CGPA. Courses are broadly classified as theory and practical. So here we are going to discuss for the course of B Pharmacy. So it is again classified into theory and practicals. Theory consists of lectures and tutorials. Credit points for the course is dependent on the number of hours allotted per week to that particular subject. So the credit points are obtained as number of hours multiplied by 1 for theory lectures and tutorials, whereas number of hours are multiplied with 1 by 2 for the practicals. Now here we will discuss how the credit points are calculated. You can see here subject 1 is the theory subject and number of hours allotted to the subject 1, that are 3, and number of hours allotted for the tutorials is 1 per week. So total becomes 4. As per the formula we have discussed earlier, the 4 is multiplied with 1 because it is a theory subject and it is equal to 4. So you will get the credit point 4. Now the subject 2 is a theory subject, but it is marked with the asterisk mark. That means it is a non-university subject. Number of hours allotted to the subject 2, that is 2. Number of hours for the tutorials are not assigned. So the total hours becomes 2. It is multiplied with 1. So you will get the credit points 2. Now the subject 3, which is the practical subject, number of hours allotted per week to that subject are 4. Tutorial hours are not assigned since it is a practical subject. So total hours becomes 4 and it is multiplied with 1 by 2. So you will get the credit points 2. In case of a subject 4, it is marked with asterisk mark that indicates that it is the practical of your non-university subject. Number of hours allotted are 2. Tutorial hours are not assigned. So total hours becomes 2. It is multiplied with 1 by 2. So you will get the credit points 1. So in this way, the credit points are calculated for each and every subject per semester, and these credit points are used to calculate SGPA, and your total credit points of that particular semester are used to calculate CGPA. Here we will discuss one example, that is your semester 1 of B Pharmacy. Here you can see the subject 1 is Human Anatomy and Physiology 1, which is a theory subject. Number of hours allotted are 3. Tutorial hours allotted are 1. So total becomes 4 and it is multiplied with 1. So you will get the credit points 4 for the first one subject, which is same for further subjects because these are the university subjects. So number of hours allotted and the tutorial hours are same. So the credit points are also same. Now next one is the communication skill, which is a non-university subject. Number of hours allotted are 2. Tutorials hours are not given. So the credit points becomes 2. Next is the practical subject. Number of hours allotted per week are 4. Tutorial hours are not assigned since it is a practical subject. So total hours becomes 4. As per the formula, it is multiplied with 1 by 2. So you will get the credit points 2. So the credit point 2 is same for all the practicals of university subject. Next is the communication skill, which is a non-university subject. Number of hours allotted are 2. Tutorial hours are not assigned. So total hours becomes 2, which is multiplied with 1 by 2. So you will get the credit point 1. So in this way, you have to calculate the credit points for each and every subject present in your semester. And by adding all these credit points, you will get the total credit points for that particular semester. So these are the compulsory subjects for first year B Pharmacy student, and the credit point for all these compulsory subject of your semester 1 are 27. In addition to earlier subjects, if the student is having remedial mathematics, Then number of hours allotted to the remedial mathematics theory are 2. Tutorial hours are not assigned, so credit point becomes 2. And when we are adding these credit points into the earlier credit points, you will get the total credit points, that is 29. So if the student is having the remedial mathematics subject, then he must have the credit points, that is 29 for their semester number 1. Or if the student is having the additional subject, that is remedial biology, then credit points are calculated as the remedial biology theory subject having the number of hours allotted per week are 2. Tutorial hours are not assigned, so total hours becomes 2, which is multiplied with 1, so you will get the credit point 2 for the remedial biology theory. For the remedial biology practical, number of hours allotted per week are 2. Tutorial hours are not assigned. Since it is a practical subject, 2 is multiplied with 1 by 2, so you will get the credit point 1 for the remedial biology practical. So by adding these credit points of remedial biology into the credit points of compulsory subject, you will get the total credit points, that is 30. So in this way, the credit points are calculated for your semester 1. So in this way, in your semester 1, if you are having only the compulsory subjects, then credit points will be 27. If you are having the remedial mathematics, then the credit points will be 29. And if you are having the remedial biology, then you are having the credit points of 30. So in this way, for each and every semester, the credit points are calculated depending upon their subjects of theory and practical, and these credit points are further used to calculate your CGPA. Now we will discuss about grade points. As you know, the internal marks and external marks are added to calculate the total marks of each theory and practical subject. Here we will discuss with example. If the maximum marks of theory subjects are 100 and you got 70 marks out of 100, then it will be considered as 70% marks out of 100. For non-university subject, if the maximum marks are 50 and you got 30 marks out of 50, then it will be computed for out of 100 marks, so you will get 60 marks out of 100 and it will be considered as a 60% marks out of 100. Similarly for practical, if the maximum marks are 50 and you got 35 marks out of 50, then it will be calculated for 100 marks, so it becomes 70 out of 100. If it is a non-university practical subject having the maximum marks 25 and if you got 15 marks out of 25, then it will be calculated for 100 marks and it will become a 60 marks out of 100. So in this way, the marks are calculated for each and every theory and practical subject, and grades are given depending upon these percent marks out of 100. Now, here we will discuss the percent marks obtained out of 100 and how the grades are given to those marks. If the percent marks obtained out of 100 are in between 90 to 100, then grade you will receive, that is O, having the grade point 10, and the performance is said to be outstanding. If the percent marks for the subject are in between 80 to 89.99, then you will receive the grade A, grade points 9, and the performance is said to be excellent. If the percent marks obtained out of 100 are in between 70 to 79.99, then you will receive the grade B and grade point 8, and the performance is good. If the marks are in between 60 to 69.99, then you will get the grade C and the grade point 7. Performance is fair. For the marks in between 50 to 59.99, the grade is given as D, grade points are 6, and the performance is said to be average. If the marks, if you receive less than 50, then the grade is F and the grade points are 0, the performance is said to be fail. So you will be failed in that particular subject. And if you remain absent for the exam of any subject, then you will receive the grade AB, grade points are 0 and the performance is fail. So in this way, the grade and the grade points are given in your results, and these grade points are used to calculate your SGPA. So in this way, here we have discussed what do you mean by credit points and grade points and how it is used to calculate your CGPA and SGPA. I hope you all have understood. If you are still having any question or doubt, you can ask me in the comment section. This all information is already given in the syllabus copy. You can cross check it. If you have still not subscribed to my channel, then subscribe it so you will get the notifications of my upcoming videos. In the next video, I am going to discuss about how to calculate SGPA and CGPA. So keep watching this channel. Thank you so much.